Today we'll begin with the 11th chapter. So we are making progress in this Gita. Um, I'll quickly sing this bhajan for 2 minutes, then we'll begin. We just had a very highly technical discussion on the different Vishnus, and that's why I need to relieve myself with some kirtan. Jaya Radha Madhava कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदनन्दना व्रजजनरञ्जना यशोदनन्दना व्रजजनरञ्जना यमुनातीरा वनचारी यमुनातीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदनन्दना व्रजजनरञ्जना यशोदनन्दना व्रजजनरञ्जना यमुनातीरा वनचार यमुनातीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी.
जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी.
All right, thank you. So now we'll begin. I'll say the pranam prayers. Om Agyan Timiranthasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha. Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam. साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च. हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्तुते. तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्. Thank you. I'm very happy with all of you, to be with all of you. Very happy to start this new chapter of the universal form. The acronym for this chapter is Rupa, because here the Lord shows his universal Roop. 10th chapter was called Vibhuti Yoga. Um, um, we saw the acronym for 10th chapter was C. We saw first Krishna describes how he is source of everything, and then Krishna described the Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita. After Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was very pleased and he glorified Krishna as if he has many mouths, and he said, I accept you as Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram, Paramam Mama, as the supreme absolute truth. And it's not just you have told that you are the source of everything. I accept it, and it's just not my understanding. Uh, Asita, Devala, Narada, Vyasadev, and all great sages and rishis accept you as the same. Um, um, and we saw a video by Prabhupada that Prabhupada is telling we are not accepting God whimsically. We're accepting God which is who is authorized by all the great acharyas. And Bhagavad Gita is the only place where Krishna himself declares that I am God, that I am the supreme personality of Godhead. And Vyasadev also calls him by the name that you are Bhagavan, Sri Bhagavan Vacha. Um, and then Arjuna said, I accept totally, but I want to hear more about you. You told your about how you reciprocate with devotees who are engaged in your service. You remove their ignorance, how you are the source of everything, how devotees derive great bliss and satisfaction by discussing about you. Now I want to know more about you. Tell me something more about yourself. And Krishna said, Arjuna, what can I speak about myself? Uh, my glories are unlimited. What can I speak about myself? Um, then Krishna speaks about, then Arjuna, Krishna says, because you're not envious of me, I am going to tell you about a drop of my glories, a bit, a drop. One time, one spiritual master, my spiritual master, Guru Maharaj, he raised this question that sometimes people say that isn't Krishna egoistic? Because people who are proud and people who are egoistic, they say like that listen to my glories and I am great. So they try to show themselves like that. So isn't Krishna following the same principle? So one time he asked this question to the audience and he himself answered that actually it is the mercy of the Lord, because if Krishna does not reveal himself, then we all will always remain ignorant about the position of Krishna, and hence will remain ignorant about how to make progress in our spiritual life. That's why Bhagavad Gita, Krishna himself declare um, about his own glories out of his mercy unto Arjuna and through Arjuna out of because Krishna says, I come to establish Dharma. Now, Krishna comes to tell about this is material world, you are spirit souls, and you are part and parcel of mine. Um, and my abode is in the spiritual world, transcendental. Um, um, and then he asked, okay, Krishna, tell me more about your glories. And then Krishna says, among mountain I am Himalayans, among this I am that, and 82 qualities Krishna describes. All a group of like among demigods I am Indra, so that's a group, demigods. So among this I am this, among this I am this, among the groups he took out the best and he said that potency, that empowerment is coming from me. No living being, moving or non-moving, can exist without me. And he is not just that highest among the group, but any ability in anyone is actually coming from Krishna. everything actually comes from Krishna. And then Krishna says, anything beautiful, anything opulent, anything glorious is but a spark of mine, a spark of my splendor. um, what all can I speak about myself, Arjuna? And then Arjuna understood that some people will not accept it. Some people will take Krishna cheaply, and they will raise doubts that really is everything within Krishna, is what he says, I am the source of everything, really? Because Arjuna knew that in Kali Yuga there will be many people who will come and who will claim themselves that I am God, I am God, and I have many mystical powers, and they will produce some fire and some ash and some gold here and there, and they will say, I am God. So many such people will come who will try to imitate Krishna. So, for the welfare of them, Arjuna asked Krishna, well, I accept myself, all the glories that you have spoken about yourself. Can you show me how you are the source of everything? Can you show me? And Arjuna is asking for the sake of everyone that, see, I'm able to see. It's not just Krishna speaking, I'm able to see. So, Rupa, R is request, R is request, where Arjuna requests Krishna to show him the opulence. And then U is for universal form. Then Krishna exhibits the universal form. Um, and Sanjaya describes the universal form to Dhritarashtra, who was, they both were in Hastinapur. Sanjaya describes it, what he saw. Um, then Arjuna was very much overwhelmed by seeing the universal form. He describes the universal form, and then he offers lot of prayers to the universal form. And then Arjuna requests Krishna that you came as Narayan in front of Devaki. Can you show me your four-handed Narayan form? And then Krishna exhibited that. And so Arjuna requests to show me your armed form, not just two-hand form, but show me your four-handed form also, uh, because all the forms are within Krishna. So Krishna exhibited that, and then Krishna again exhibited back his two-handed form. So that's a basic summary of this chapter, and more details now. So R is for request. Now, since there is lot of reading, maybe I will request devotees, and not much discussion in this chapter, but many things in this chapter are quite self-explanatory. So maybe each devotee can read four verses each, because there is lot of reading that will save time, that who will read next. So each devotee can read four verses, and if, like, after each verse I can say a couple of lines, and that will be our mood for this chapter. The next chapter, 12th chapter, is highly philosophical, so there will be a lot of discussion in that chapter. This chapter, you will see, it's much easier to understand. And so maybe we can start with one devotee to volunteer.
Okay, Prabhu.
Amol.
Arjuna said, by my hearting the instructions you have kindly given me about these most confidential spiritual subjects, my illusion has been displayed.
Is dispelled. So Arjuna says, "Mm, I am, I have no doubts. Whatever you have spoken." And Prabhupada said that should be the mood of a sincere student of Gita, that he should not doubt Krishna's statements. So Arjuna said, um, whatever you have told about the confidential subject matter, my illusion is dispelled. Now, not for myself. So he's clarifying that I accept. I accept that all you have said. Amo Prabhu, continue four verses.
Yeah. O greatest of all personalities, O supreme form, though I see you here before me in your actual position, as you have described yourself, I wish to see how you have entered into this cosmic manifestation. I want to see that from of yours.
So here we see the request. I want to see how you have entered in the entire cosmic manifestation, how you are everywhere, how everything is within you. Basically, universal form. I want to see that form. For myself, my illusion is dispelled, but I want to see.
Arjuna wants to see the universal form to set a criteria for the in the future. There would be so many imposters who would pose themselves as incarnations of God. The people, therefore, should be careful. One who claims to be Krishna should be prepared to show uh, his universal form to confirm his claim to the people.
So Prabhupada is telling if somebody says that he is God, then be ready to show the universal form, and then one can accept. Because now, see, many people discuss about God based on mystical powers, little bit here and there. Um, Somebody creates some gold from the ashes, or create some mystical power, or little bit levitate on the ground from the ground. People started worshipping him as God. There are such stories in the history, and there are such people in India even today. They claim themselves to be incarnation of God. So, to avoid such things, Arjuna is asking Krishna show universal form. So anybody who is willing to show universal form, you will see all the devatas. Indra, Brahma, Shiva, everybody was within the universal form. Somebody who can show all these personalities within himself in the universal form, then only we should go and accept, yeah, maybe he is God. Otherwise, we should accept God only based on scriptures. There are many, in today's day and age, there are many self made gods. And that is This is one of the nature of Kali Yuga. People will create gods. Like there is one movie, I somebody told me, um, some Devi, some Mata this, I don't remember the name. There is no name of that personality in the scriptures, but it is a self-made um, Devi, self-made Devi, and people worship her. So people will create God by their own imagination. Uh, Mystical powers, like we see Ravana could fly. We see Ravana can produce 10 heads. We see Ravana could take a form of a Brahmana. Does not make Ravana God. So many personalities exhibit many mystical powers. So based on mystical powers, one cannot claim oneself to be God. But the real way to understand who is God and who is not God, who is incarnation of God and who is not, is through the authority of scriptures. Through the authority of scriptures. Uh, okay, Prabhuji, read one more.
Yeah. If you think that I am able to behold your cosmic form, O my Lord, O Master of all my mystic power, then kindly show me that unlimited universal Sun.
Hmm. If you think I can see you, uh, an internal conversation is, if I cannot see you, then give me the eyes to see you. Or if I can see you, then show me. But please reveal your universal form to me. So that's the request of Arjuna, is show practically what you spoke about Vibhuti Yoga, your opulence chapter 10. This is my request to you, my Lord. Please, for the sake of all generations to come, please reveal your divinity to us. So this was R of Rupa. Then U, RUPA, U stands for universal form. Okay, maybe one more devotee can volunteer 4 verses reading.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
The Supreme Personality of God had said, My dear Arjuna, O son of Pruta, see now my opulence, hundreds of thousands of very divine and multicolored forms.
Hmm. So Krishna immediately exhibited his universal form, and he is infinite, long, and hundreds and thousands of very divine and multicolor forms. So there was just not one personality, but there were hundreds of thousands. Hundreds of thousands means how many? Like lakhs. So that many personalities, all, it's not like sit standing in front of Arjuna, but it's like everywhere he see all 360 degrees, he's seeing. Arjuna is still not able to see, but the Lord immediately manifested. Um, and things will become more and more clear as we study the description. This is just a beginning.
O best of Bharatas, see here the different manifestations of Adityas, Rudras, and all the demigods. Behold the many things which no one has ever seen or heard before.
So this particular form, nobody has ever seen before. Um, and because of Arjuna's request, his dear devotee, Krishna exhibited. Krishna spoke um, in the previous chapter. Among Rudras, I am Shiva. Among Adityas, I am Vishnu. Among demigods, I am Indra. And they are all um, uh, um, um, within me in a way. And now um, Krishna is proving, and he said, see here, you see the different manifestations of Adityas, Rudras, and all the demigods. Behold the many things which no one has ever seen or heard before. But still, Arjuna is not able to see because the eyes are material. Material eyes cannot see um, such things. Like we can't even see the sun. We can't even see any planet. We can't. We just see some stars as dots. We can't see. So something Krishna says. Uh, okay, continue, Prabhu.
O Arjuna, whatever you wish to see, behold at once in this body of mine. This universal form can show you whatever you now desire to see, and whatever you want to see in the future. Everything moving and non moving is here completely in one place.
Hmm. Um, Whatever you wish to see, you behold at once in the body of mind. So within the universal form, Arjuna could see all that he desired. Like one of the things that he desired, what will happen in the war, who will win the war, and all those things also Arjuna could see within universal form. We will see in the later verses, but he saw that all the Kauravas, they are entering the mouth of universal form and they are dying. And the Pandavas remain alive even at the end of Mahabharat war. So all these things Arjuna could see right before even the first arrow was shot. So Krishna says, whatever you wish to see, behold at once. Look here. This universal form can show you whatever you now desire to see, whatever you may want to see in the future. Past, present, future, everything was present within the universal form. Everything moving, non-moving. Non-moving is like the mountains and the trees and the valleys and the planets. They're all non-moving in a way, and moving are the living entities. So everything see at once, but still Arjuna is not able to see anything. uh,
Okay, even the most advanced scientists cannot see what is going on in other parts of the universe. But a devotee like Arjuna can see everything that exists in any part of the universe. Krishna gives him the power to see anything he wants to see, past, present, and future. Thus, by the mercy of Krishna, Arjuna is able to see everything.
so Arjuna is able to see everything. Now this is Prabhupada's purport on the previous verse, where he says even the most advanced scientists cannot see what is going on, um, because the instruments are material and the eyes are material. But a devotee like Arjuna, by the mercy of Krishna, could see whatever is happening. Krishna gives him the power to see anything. He wants to see past, present, future. Um, Prabhu, you're done with 4 verses? You're done with 3? Okay, maybe read one more just in case.
Okay. But you cannot see me with your present eyes. Therefore, I give you divine eyes. Behold my mystic opulence.
Hmm. So it is at this point of time that Arjuna is able to see the universal form. Krishna says, with your present eyes, you cannot see. So the first part is Krishna's own description of universal form. And he said hundreds and thousands of multicolored forms. You can see Adityas, Rudras, and all the demigods. You can see past, present, future. Behold my mystic opulence. Whatever you desire to see, all moving and non moving, at one place you can see at once. Behold, now look. And then Krishna, out of his mercy for Arjuna, gave the divine eyes. So now that's all about universal form description by Krishna himself. Now Sanjaya, by the mercy of his spiritual master Vedvyas, can also see the universal form. So now he is going to describe to Dhritarashtra what he is seeing.
So, Prabhuji, is there anybody else beyond Arjuna and Sanjaya to see the universal form in the last 5,000 years?
Well, Prabhuji, thank you. Um, during um, one time, Krishna ate dirt, and um, he was complained by Balram and his friend to Mother Yashoda that Maya Krishna ate dirt. And Krishna became very afraid. And Krishna said, I didn't eat dirt. And Balaram said, no, Maya, he ate dirt. Uh, then Yashodamai said, your brother is telling you ate dirt. And Krishna said, no, Maya, why will I eat dirt? I have so many sweets and so many nice things to eat. Why will I eat such a thing like dirt? Then why is Balram telling like that? Balram, because Balram asked me to do something I did not do. He's angry at me. So he is telling he eat that. And all the friends told Maya, Yashoda, that Krishna ate dirt. And then she said, why everyone else is telling that you ate dirt? And Krishna said, because they all want to side with Balaram. They all have planned against me. They all want me to be chastised from you. That's why. Don't you trust me? I didn't eat any dirt. And Balaram told uh, Yashoda Maya, ki, look in his mouth. You will see some dirt particles. And Krishna became very afraid. So Yashoda Maya asked Krishna, open your mouth. I want to see if there is any dirt in this or not. So Krishna was hesitant. Then Mother Yashoda Maya said, open your mouth, Krishna. And then Krishna was very afraid. So when he opened his mouth, he exhibited the entire universe within his mouth. so, so Mother Yashoda became very afraid and Mother Yashoda fainted. There is no scope of seeing if there is dirt. So just to escape himself, because Krishna likes the loving relationship with his devotees. Krishna does not want his devotees to feel that he is God, because when we feel he is God, then that pure love is mixed with reverence, and when there is reverence and that kind of respect, then that love becomes weak. Just like in your office, if you're a manager, somebody is working under you, because he has lot of reverence for you, you will not have that kind of deep loving relationship with him like you have with your children or with your spouse, because their love is freed from any reverence for you. So Krishna doesn't want um, uh, anyone to know about himself in a way in eternal Leela. So that is the sweet part of Krishna. So Mother Yashoda also saw the universal form of Krishna, but she didn't see the universal form like it is described here, because universal form is catered to the desire of the person who is seeing. So when Mother Yashoda saw, she saw all the universes within the little tiny mouth of Krishna. Um, And her experience was not just everything small. Her experience was full-fledged universal form she saw within the mouth of Krishna. She saw millions of planets, and then there is one earth planet and huge, and there is a small place Vrindavan, and in that there is Mother Yashoda looking into the mouth of Krishna. She saw everything within the universal form like that, and then she fainted. So because it caters to desire, Mother Yashoda saw her desire is only to see Krishna and to be with Krishna and to love Krishna out of motherly affection. She only saw within universal form clearly that she is looking into the mouth of Krishna. There is another instance where Duryodhan also saw universal form of Krishna. Um, um, Krishna came as a peace messenger, and Krishna came that give 5 villages to the Pandavas and let us avoid this Mahabharat war. And Duryodhan said, who do you think of yourself? You have so much guts that you come to me as a peace messenger. Now I will severely punish you for this ignorant act of yours. So Duryodhan spoke like this to Krishna. And Krishna immediately and Duryodhan told all his soldiers capture Krishna and put him behind the jail. And Krishna immediately exhibited his universal form, and all the soldiers along with Duryodhan flew back like long distance and fell apart. And Krishna said in a very grave voice, you cannot capture me. But Duryodhan, because he did not have the piety, even after seeing the universal form, he thought Krishna is exhibiting some mystic power. He could not realize the opulence of Krishna, the supremacy of Krishna. So there are instances of um, exhibition of universal form during Krishna's time, but the kind of universal form shown by Krishna to Arjuna was a full-fledged. In a way, the the elements that were visible in Duryodhan vision or in Mother Yashoda vision were not so clear and so full. Like here, he's seeing all the Adityas, Rudras, demigods, and we will see what all Arjuna see. That huge expansive universal form nobody ever saw. And because it is based on individual desire, Arjuna could see Bhishma Dev, Drona being killed in universal form. When Duryodhana or Mother Yashoda saw, they didn't see all those things because that was not their intention of seeing that. So this universal form shown to Arjuna is very unique. Now within this battlefield, only Sanjaya and Arjuna could see the universal form on the earth planet. But the demigods, all of them, they could see the universal form. But nobody in the fight could see universal form. Girish Prabhu, is that okay? You have another
Yes. How about in different yugas? That's at his yuga. How about there are many yugas, right?
Satya Yoga
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah. Trita Yoga. So, and Krishna appeared in all those yugas in different forms.
Yeah. Now, um, that's true. Krishna appeared in different forms. There is no mention in the scripture that I have read where he saw universal form in those yogas.
Okay.
You have any other question?
No, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Girish. Okay, so we continue. Now, one more devotee can volunteer.
Sanjaya said, o king, having spoken thus, the supreme lord of all mystic power, the personality of Godhead, displayed his universal form to Arjuna.
Now, Krishna already displayed, and at this point of time, the scene is Arjuna got the eyes, and Arjuna is struck with wonder. And Arjuna is just looking all 360 degrees, and he is able to absorb what Arjuna is looking. And there is no conversation anymore between Krishna and Arjuna. Now, Sanjay, although he was repeating everything that Krishna Arjuna was speaking, when there is a gap, Sanjay started speaking about his own vision to Dhritarashtra. So right now, Krishna and Arjuna, no word spoken. And Sanjaya said to Dhritarashtra, he said, "O king." Now this is his own vision. King referred to Dhritarashtra. Having spoken thus, the Supreme Lord of all mystic power, the personality of Godhead, displayed his universal form to Arjuna. Uh, okay. Um,
Arjuna saw in that universal form unlimited mouths, unlimited eyes, unlimited wonderful visions. The form was discor- decorated with many celestial ornaments and wore many divine upraised weapons. He wore celestial garlands and garments, and many divine scents were smeared over his body. All was wondrous, brilliant, unlimited, all expanding.
hmm. So this is again Sanjaya's vision. And Sanjaya is telling Arjuna saw, because whatever Arjuna saw, Sanjaya saw. Arjuna saw um, in the form unlimited mouths. How many? All over. Like as you see, there is no end. Like it goes all the way to endless. And if you see, the heads never ends. It's just unlimited. So how many heads are there? There is no count. Unlimited heads, unlimited eyes, naturally unlimited eyes, so there will be unlimited eyes, unlimited wonderful visions. The form was decorated, like if you see in the picture, you see the faces keep on going all the way to eternity, and there is no end to it. So the form was decorated with many celestial ornaments. As you can see, there is some ornaments, anklets, bracelets, earrings. Um, there is celestial ornaments and bore many divine upraised weapons. And there are many, all of them are carrying some kinds of weapons, upraised weapons. Um, he wore celestial garlands and garments. Now, what is the length of this garland? Millions of miles long. Because this is universal form, this is unlimited. And Arjuna could see those all those celestial ornaments, garments, everything. And many divine scents were smeared over his body. So very nice fragrance was coming. All different kinds of fragrance. So this is our experience, full on experience with our eyes, through our mind, and through our nose and everything. All was wondrous, brilliant, unlimited, all expanding. All expanding means there is no end. Everything is keep on increasing. Everything is changing. Brilliant, unlimited, no beginning, no end. Everything was wonderful. So this is Sanjaya describing what Arjuna saw.
If hundreds of thousands of sun rose up at once into the sky, they might resemble the effulgence of the Supreme Personality in that universal form.
Hmm. Hundreds and thousands of sun rose at once. As you can see, there is a halo behind all the heads and everything, and all the effulgence behind everything was as brilliant as the sun. So it is described that hundreds of thousands of sun rose all at once. Now we cannot see one sun because our eyes are not conducive for that purpose. But because Krishna gave Arjuna the divine eyes, he could see all hundreds and thousands of, as if there are hundreds and thousands of suns. They might resemble the effulgence of Supreme Person Universal Form. That much bright he was.
At that time, Arjuna could see in the universal form of the Lord the unlimited expansions of the universe situated in one place, although divided into many, many thousands.
Mm. Arjuna could see within the universal form unlimited expansions of the universe situated in one place, although divided into many, many thousands. In other words, he could see all the universes. He could see like the all the planetary systems, um, and all at one place because Arjuna just looked up and he could see everything at once. Although everything is divided, everything is way, way far away. He could see everything as if Everything is here like that. So, okay, one more devotee can volunteer.
As we learn from Vedic scriptures, there are many universes and many planets. Some of them are made of earth, some of them are made of gold, some are made of jewels, some are very great, some are not so great, etc. Sitting on his chariot, Arjuna could see all these.
So various kinds of universes and various kinds of planets made of all these different substance and elements. And Arjuna sitting on the chariot could see everything. Okay.
Then, bewildered and astonished, his hair standing on end, Arjuna bowed his head to offer obeisances and with folded hands began to pray to the Supreme Lord.
Hmm. Um, Sanjay's description to Dhritarashtra that Arjuna was bewildered and Arjuna was astonished. So by seeing the now there is a slight description of Arjuna, his hair standing on end. So Arjuna is astonished, bewildered, hair standing on end. So that gives a feeling of what Arjuna was going through. Now, if you have seen, if something like very fearsome comes in front of you, something very fearsome, all of a sudden, your some of your hairs, not all, some of your hairs may stand on your end because you are like astonished, something like that. So when he saw the universal form, Arjuna was not able to absorb. He was like he could not believe what he was seeing, and it was so fearsome. Uh, so fearful to watch all this infinite, like when we see something big, that increases fear, like a big animal only we see there is a fear. So when Arjuna saw this universal form, he was bewildered. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what's going to happen now, and he was astonished, how is it possible, and his hair standing on end. So this is just a feeling we can get of Arjuna's experience. Arjuna bowed his head to offer obeisances and with folded hands began to pray to the Supreme Lord. So Arjuna kind of lost his composure and something like so he's like um, very afraid, and he folded his hands. So far he's talking very normally to Krishna, like a conversation. But as soon as universal form exhibited, he lost his composure. Um, so this with this we end Sanjaya's description to Dhritarashtra, and Arjuna suddenly started to speak. So there was a silence. So Sanjaya described it to Dhritarashtra. Now Arjuna started to speak. He was absorbing, and now he has to say something. So he started speaking. So this is the third section, RUPA. P stands for prayers of Arjuna. Avnavati.
Arjuna said, my dear Lord Krishna, I see assembled together in your body all the demigods and various other living entities. I see Brahma sitting on the lotus flower as well as Lord Shiva and many sages and divine serpents.
Hmm. So this divine serpent is Anantashish, on whom the universe floats, and the Lord Vishnu sleeps on that divine serpents. Then there are many other serpents in Nagalok. There are many sages. There are Brahma sitting on a lotus flower in Satyalok. There is Lord Shiva in Kailash, and Narayan himself. So these things we cannot see, but Arjuna could see. Now, for Arjuna to see Lord Shiva and Brahma is not such a, I mean, it's great. For us, it is great. For him, it was okay because during Dwapar Yuga, there is instance in Mahabharata of Arjuna even fighting with Lord Shiva. And seeing Arjuna's strength, Lord Shiva became very pleased and he awarded him Pashupatra, some kind of special weapon Lord Shiva awarded to Arjuna. He used to go to heavenly planets and spend some time in Swargalok. He met Indra also. So In the previous ages, there is a description that people from this planet were pure enough and powerful enough that they could go to higher planetary system. But those things, like in Mahabharata, there is a description of these things. But those things is not possible in this age of Kali. Some may go, those who have that much purity and that much potency, but usually it's not there. But for Arjuna, these things was not like is Brahma there, is Shiva there, is these personalities there, because he has already interacted with them and he knows them and he knows them. But he has to uh, fly, he has to take whatever means it takes. There is also instance of Gandharvas who live in heavenly planets. They abducted Duryodhan, and then Yudhishthira Maharaj sent Bhima and Arjuna to go and release Duryodhan. That's when Duryodhan became very pleased and said, ask for any benediction. And Arjuna said, I will ask you later on at a time of need. So these instances were there, and immediately Arjuna could identify when he saw the universal form. Now he's seeing everything at once. So all I see assembled together in your body, all the demigods and various other living entities, sages, divine serpents, and all the devatas. Okay, Mataji, one more.
O Lord of Universe, I see in your universal body many forms, bellies, mouths, eyes, expanded without limit. There is no end, there is no beginning, and there is no middle to all this.
Hmm. So he's standing, but if he looks down, there is no earth. It's all universal form. If he looks sides, if he looks up, if he looks back, all he sees is a universal form expanding. I see in your universal form many forms, bellies, mouths, eyes expanded without limit. Now, similar thing was spoken by Sanjay. He said, I see so many unlimited eyes, unlimited mouths. He didn't use the word bellies, but he didn't use the word, yeah, he said unlimited mouth, unlimited eyes, and unlimited faces. And this is Arjuna, and he's describing. So that also signifies how they are both clearly seeing the same universal form. There is no end, there is no beginning, there is no middle. He doesn't know where what starts. It's infinite, 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 infinite. So where it is? Where am I? Am I in the beginning? Am I in the end? Am I in the middle? Where is universal form starting? Where is it ending? So completely bewildered and astonished. Okay, one more devotee can volunteer.
Your form is difficult to see because of its glaring effulgence spreading on all sides like blazing fire or the immeasurable radiance of the sun. Yet I see this glowing form everywhere, adorned with various crowns, clubs, and discs.
Hmm. So just like we saw previously, celestial weapons and celestial ornaments and celestial garlands. So similar thing Arjuna is now describing. So there seems to be a repetition, but it's actually Sanjaya describing and then Arjuna describing. Sanjaya said as if hundreds and thousands of suns, and Arjuna is telling your glowing effulgence spreading in all direction like blazing fire. uh, it, it's difficult to see. It's difficult to see, and so similar description of both of them.
You are the primal objective. You are the ultimate resting place of all this universe. You are inexhaustible, and you are the oldest. You are the maintainer of the eternal region, the personality of Godhead. This is my opinion.
Hmm. So I started glorifying now, and he accepted. He said, "I accept you as the supreme, ultimate resting place of all universe, as the oldest, as the maintainer, as eternal religion. I accept before. Not only me, the sages also accept." And after seeing this, astonished, bewildered, seeing with his own eyes everything that Krishna spoke and All the vibhutis, all the opulences Krishna spoke about, I am this, everything is within me. When he saw, then there is a reciprocation from Arjuna. Um, you are the ultimate resting place of all this universe, inexhaustible. There is no end. You are the oldest because everything is within you. So you have to be the oldest. You are the maintainer of the eternal religion. Um, um, you are the supreme personality of Godhead. This is my opinion. So again, Arjuna is confirming. It's um, yeah. Continue.
You are the origin without beginning, middle, or end. You have numberless arms, and the suns and moons are among your great unlimited eyes. By your own radiance, you are heating this entire universe.
Hmm. You are the origin without beginning, middle, and end. So Srila Prabhupada explains it is not a literally flaw. Like sometimes we say, you are very beautiful, and then you are very beautiful, and then you are very beautiful. So that's like um, um, telling that actually you are. I mean, repetition is a means to confirm. Um, uh, when we are overwhelmed with something, like you are very intelligent, you are really intelligent, you are so intelligent. So while we are repeating three times, just to overemphasize, emphasize again to strongly communicate. So like that, Arjuna in bewilderment, um, I see no middle, no beginning, no end, and then I see no middle, no beginning, no end. So his astonishment and bewilderment is coming out through the repetition of his words. You have numberless arms. This is again he said, you have now. Arjuna want to say something and he is thinking how to glorify the Lord. You are your supreme personality of Godhead ho gaya. Now this and now already said you have unlimited eyes, unlimited mouths, unlimited bellies, and now yeah you have unlimited arms also. Now obviously there are so many all personalities, everything is unlimited, but this shows Arjuna's eagerness to offer prayers and his bewilderment after seeing universal form. And the sun and moon are among your great unlimited eyes. As you see here, the sun was, everything is within the universal form of Krishna. So the sun was visible and moon were visible as two eyes. Now, there are unlimited eyes, among them two eyes were sun and moon. By your radiance, you are heating this entire universe. So everything is like part of universal form, like so many suns, and that from that the universe is maintaining the temperature. In other words, everything is happening by Krishna. Krishna has described, I am this, I am this, I am that, by my this happened, by my everything that exists is because of me, nothing can exist without me. And now Arjuna is getting some realizations here, and he's sharing his realizations for our sake. We may not be able to see, but we can see through the eyes of Arjuna. Through Bhagavad Gita, we can see some of what Arjuna was able to see. Okay, Mataji, maybe read one more. I don't know how many we read. Maybe read one
Yeah.
more.
Although you are one, you spread throughout the sky and the planets and all space between. O great one, seeing this wondrous and terrible form, all the planetary systems are perturbed.
Like disturbed. Disturbed
Perturbed.
means like
Yeah.
really disturbed. So although you are one, you spread throughout the sky. Now already Arjuna has said you have no middle, no beginning, no end. Means you are everywhere. But different words he's trying. This is his bewilderment. He's afraid. He's disturbed by seeing it. So he is telling, although you are one, you are spread throughout the sky, and the planets and all space between. It again signifies you have no beginning, no middle, no end. But in different words, you are everywhere. The planets between the space, everything. Only see you. Oh great one, seeing this wondrous and terrible form. Now Arjuna using the word terrible. Terrible means I am not very happy to see this. I am very afraid to see this. Although he himself desired, but when he actually saw the universal form of Krishna, he was like, I can't take it, that kind. And then he's telling it's wondrous. I mean, it's wondrous, but it's terrible. It's very fearsome. And he's trying to cover up, saying that it's not this I am afraid all the planetary systems are perturbed. Means even the devatas and higher beings are also disturbed. So there is nothing so surprising if I am disturbed. Everyone is disturbed by seeing this form of yours. Another description. Okay, maybe have one more devotee to read.
All the host of the demigods are the surrendering before you and entering into you. Some of them, very much afraid, are offering prayers with the folded hands. Host of great sage and perfected beings crying, all pieces are praying to you by singing the Vedic hymns.
Thank you, Megha Mataji. All the hosts of demigods are surrendering before you and entering into you. In other words, I am surrendering, I am offering prayers with folded hands. I am afraid, but I see even all the demigods are doing that. They are surrendering before you. Um, um, some of them very much afraid are offering prayers with folded hands, as seen in a picture. He could see all the heavenly beings and all the heavenly planets, all the higher beings could see the universal form. And um, apparently, there is no description of them seeing it before. They may have, but there is no description in the scriptures. And what Arjuna is seeing is they all are very much afraid. Some of the demigods are very much afraid. Those who know Krishna, who know his opulence, they are not afraid, but they are in reverence. So either they are very much afraid, whether afraid or not, they are all offering prayers with folded hands. Host of great sages and perfected beings are crying all peace. So there are sages who lives in higher planetary system like Janalok, Tapalok, Maharlok. There are 14 planetary system. These are some of the higher planets like Swargalok, Janalok, Tapalok, Maharlok, Dhammalok. So there are sages who lives there. So all those great sages and perfected beings are crying all peace because some of them who don't have an idea, they may think maybe this is universal destruction. Maybe we don't know. This is like never heard of. Just imagine if I mean it's just something came to my mind just to have an understanding. If some huge missile comes and lands above you, which covers the entire sky, and you are sitting in your room and something huge comes which is unlimited just above you, what will you do? Immediately you will start like all peace, that kind of feeling. So when everything was covered within the universe by the universal form of the Lord, all the sages and all those who are greatly learned devatas who knows, they are offering prayers. And those who may not know, they are crying all peace, are praying to you by singing the Vedic hymns. So they are some are trying to glorify the Lord through the Vedic hymns. So this is Arjuna is substantiating that I am a one small tiny being of earthly planet. I mean, when these devatas have this condition, who am I? It is so natural for me to be afraid and for my hair to stand on end and for me to call you terrible because the great souls are doing that. Okay, Megha Mataji. Mataji, you want to continue? Or maybe someone else can volunteer?
Oh,
Or
sorry.
yeah,
I was all the various manifestations of Lord Shivas, the Adityas, the Vyasas, the Sadhyas, the Vedevas, the two Asvis, the Marutas, the forefathers, the Gandharvas, the Yaksas, the Asuras, and the perfected demigods are the beholding you in wonder.
Hmm. So this is another verse that shows whatever Krishna spoke in previous verse, he saw it. Adityas, among Rudras I am Shiva, among Adityas I am Indra, among Vasus I am Agni, Sadhyas, Vishwavedas, they're all demigods. The two Ashvis, which were Ashwini Kumaras, they're like medical doctors for demigods, the other two Ashwini Kumaras. The Maruts, there are 49 Maruts. The forefathers, Krishna says, among forefather I am Aryanyaka, the Gandharvas, I am Gandharvas, I am Chitraratha, the Yakshas, among Yakshas I am Kuver, the Asuras. So whatever Krishna spoke, not just those personality I am this, but they all the Adityas, Rudras, Vishwavedas, Ashvis, Maruts, all 49, all forefathers, all Gandharvas, all Yakshas, all the Asuras, all the various, all of them, and the perfected beings are beholding you in wonder. So, what is my position, my Lord? I am an earthly being here standing before you. When everyone stopped all their activities and they all are struck by wonder and they are all offering prayers. And Arjuna is revealing to us what he is watching. Continue.
Yes. O mighty armed one, all the planets with the demigods are disturbed at seeing your great form, with its many faces, eyes, arms, thighs, legs, and bellies, and your many terrible teeth. And as they are disturbed, so am I.
So Arjuna is trying to say that there is nothing so wonderful that I am very disturbed. I am really disturbed. All the planets with their demigods are disturbed. Now, what all can I say? How many names can I take? All the planets with all their beings. Everything Arjuna could see. And Arjuna could see so clearly that he could see their offering prayers also, right? Like, when you see something far, you just see a blob of a figure, but you don't see what they are doing. But Arjuna could see very clearly their activities and all of them at once. So that is because of the divinity of the eyes that was awarded to Arjuna. He could see that. Now Brahma could see everything clearly. Yamaraj can see everything clearly. And this makes sense. Like sometimes we use our intellect and we think, how can Yamaraj see? I have this home and it has four walls. So how can Yamaraj see? Won't when Yamaraj see, he will just see the homes. How can he see me? So we have all these intellectual hurdles to understand. But Arjuna, they are all in their own environment. Not that they are all out in the park and praying. Wherever they are, Arjuna could see all the beings in all the planets. How is it possible? How is it possible? We can't even see uh, beings. I mean, right now, I cannot see anybody other than this TV screen, I mean, this laptop screen. So, how could Arjuna see all the beings in all the planets? That is the power of divine eyes. When Arjuna can get the divine eyes, why not Yamaraj? Yamaraj knows everything about us, all the wrong things and right things, and everything we are doing. And during the time of judgment of the universal affairs, we get our next destination and whatever it is based on the calculations. So Yamaraj can see everything, Brahma can see everything. And what to speak about um, the Vishnu, who is controlling, who is maintaining this universe? He sees everything. I mean, obviously, everything is within him, so he sees everything. So Arjuna could see all planets with all their demigods, and he saw that they are disturbed as seeing your great form. Everybody is disturbed. With its many faces, eyes, thighs, legs, and bellies, and your many terrible teeth. Again, a description that you are infinite. And as they are disturbed, so am I. Why shouldn't I be disturbed? There is nobody who is not disturbed, and so am I disturbed. Okay. Megha Mataji, one more, last one.
Yes. O Lord of lords, or refugees of the world, please be gracious to me. I cannot keep my balance, seeing thus your uh, blazing death-like faces and awful teeth in all directions. I am bewildered.
Hmm. Um, O refuge of the world, O shelter, O Lord of lords. Why? Because all the lords are offering obeisances to you. So the name is Deva Deva, means Devo ke Deva, the God of all the Lord. So that's why he calls him all Lord of Lords, because everyone is offering obeisances. Or refuge of the world, everyone is asking you for shelter. Not only me, heavenly planets, everyone from here to top is asking you for shelter. So, O refuge of the worlds, please be gracious upon me. I cannot keep my balance seeing your blazing death-like faces. Now, it's Arjuna is bewildered. Like, if you see somebody, will you see? I mean, usually, if we say somebody, you are very beautiful, they are pleased. If you say you are not so beautiful, they are little bit upset with us. But if you say your face is like death, I mean, who will who will consider it a glorification in a way? That's a sign of bewilderment. Arjuna is so afraid and so bewildered. He doesn't know what to do. He is just like, let it be finished, please, no more. So that his consciousness. So he himself says, I cannot keep my balance. Now, cannot keep my balance means I don't know what is right, what is wrong, what I'm speaking, what I'm not speaking. Please, my lord, understand, I'm not the only one. Everyone is in this state. Please be gracious to me. I cannot keep my balance, seeing thus your blazing death-like faces and awful teeth. Awful means horrible teeth. Horrible teeth and death-like faces. So he is glorifying the Lord like this. Uh, uh, in all directions, I am bewildered. Arjuna cannot escape. Wherever he looks, there is universal form. He said, please, 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 please. I am disturbed, I am disturbed, I am disturbed. So he's crying out. Okay, maybe one more devotee. It is 12:10. Maybe one more devotee, and then we will end with that.
All the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with their allied kings, and Bhishma, Drona, and Karna, and all our soldiers are rushing into your mouths, their heads smashed by your fearful teeth.
Hmm. All the sons of Dhritarashtra. Now, this is something Arjuna wanted to see what will happen. Dhritarashtra has 100 sons. Arjuna could saw all 100 sons along with their allied kings, all the kings who were now, this is Mahabharata. So, Kauravas and Pandavas. And they both have made a proposal to various kings of the world, and some kings were on the side of Pandavas, some were on the side of Kauravas. Allied kings includes the entire 11 Akshohinis, because they were all kind of supporting Dhritarashtra and the Kauravas. So I see all the Dhritarashtra, all the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with their allied kings, which includes everyone, the whole armies, and Bhishma, his own grandfather, Drona and Karna, and all our soldiers. And he's saying not only their side, our soldiers, rushing into your mouth, their heads smashed by your fearful teeth. This was a very fearful sight for Arjuna to see, that everybody is dead. Everybody is dead. There now, imagine the way he is describing, their heads smashed by your fearful teeth. Can we imagine somebody head being smashed and crushed crushed by somebody's teeth? So how fearsome will that be? And that's a scene. Now, universal form, when the Lord opened his mouth in universal form, I don't know what all things can go inside. And he saw like millions of soldiers like entering, like just like entering, and everyone is being chewed, their heads crushed by the Lord. um, 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 indicating another thing, indicating that Arjuna wanted to know what will happen, and because universal form shows past, present, future, Arjuna could clearly understand what the future is going to be. He did not see the Pandavas entering, but he saw everybody else, soldiers from their side and from Pandava side. Actually, everybody died in the battlefield, other than countable 7-8 people, Pandavas and some more. The Senapati of Krishna and just countable people like this remain alive. Everybody died. Radha Mataji.
Yeah. Uh, as the many waves of the rivers flow into the ocean, so do all these great warriors enter blazing into your mouths.
So as you see, one ocean and so many waves enter into the ocean. As you see in a picture, so many waves. So likewise, unlimited, unlimited warriors. They are all coming from all different directions, and they are all entering into the mouth like the ocean. Okay.
I see all people rushing full speed into your mouths as as moths dash to destruction in a blazing fire.
Okay. So I think we will stop with this one. It's 12:15 now. I see all people rushing full speed into your mouth as moths dash to destruction in a blazing fire. Just like the moths are very attracted to fire. But when they approach the fire, like you see one moth in a picture, this blue moth, bluish greenish, near the candle, and that moth approaches the fire and gets burned and dies. So just like moth is attracted to fire, approaches the fire and dies, likewise it seems like all these soldiers from all different directions, like different waves of ocean, are entering into your mouth and are getting crushed and meeting their destination as death. So that's all, and we will begin with Krishna's reply in universal form and the other part, and we'll finish this chapter next week. Okay. Any question?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Girish Prabhu.
Why do they call Devonkadev Mahadev?
Yeah, okay. Very good, Prabhu. Thank you. Now, Lord Shiva is the in charge. He is superior to all the devatas within the material world. All the devatas. Even although he came as the son of Brahma, his position is even superior to Brahma. He is superior to all the devatas. So it is perfect to say that he is, everybody pay respect to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is the only personality within this material world, other than, of course, Narayan, who is not a Jiva Tattva. Everybody else is a Jiva Tattva. So same name can be used for Mahadev. Now, Lord Shiva is a complicated Tattva, but in spiritual world, Lord Shiva comes from Sankarshan. So he is Narayan. But the Shiva we worship, the Shiva we are aware of, he is actually Shambhu. And some other time we can discuss more detail about this Tattva of Mahadev. Is that all right for now, Prabhu? Girish Prabhu?
Yes. So Brahma has an end after a few thousands of years, correct? Brahma.
Yeah, 311 trillion 40 billion years.
How about Shiva?
Same. Now, Brahma has life and death. Shiva does not have life and death. Shiva, because he's personality of Narayan, there is a, we can discuss about the creation, and there Shiva personality will come. He is the only personality who does not have a death. But he comes from Shambhu and he enters into Shambhu. This is something for now.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. Thank you, Girish Prabhu. Soumya Mataji have a question.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
Prabhuji.
go ahead.
So when Krishna went to Hastinapur as a peacemaker before the war, so he gave that Vishwarupa Dashina to Duryodhana and also Dhritarashtra, right?
Yeah, Dhritarashtra got the high winds
Dhritarashtra.
of. Yeah,
But why still they wanted to fight after seeing that Vishwarupa also,
yeah,
Prabhuji?
yeah. It is described that one needs a piety to understand the Supreme Lord. Krishna himself says that only by my mercy can you know me. So, because they were envious of Krishna, just by seeing the opulence, they thought he is a mystical person. They did not think that he is a Supreme Lord. That thought didn't even cross their mind because they lack that piety to understand.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you.
But Sanjay does have that, right, Prabhuji?
He is a disciple of Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva is a teacher for all of us. Sanjay could understand because he is a devotee. Although he is supporting Dhritarashtra, but he is a devotee. He himself tells in the end, we will see at 18th chapter, he says that Krishna and Arjuna will win the war. He tells it to Dhritarashtra that the whole victory and everything will be on their side and you will get nothing. So Sanjay is a devotee. He has the piety.
Even still, his words did not change them.
Yeah, Dhritarashtra didn't had. Although Sanjay could was convinced, Dhritarashtra was not because Dhritarashtra didn't had, but Sanjay had. Okay, Shrisha Mataji, yeah, Shrita Mataji, um, is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay, thank
That's
you,
good.
thank you, Mataji. Shrisha Mataji, you have something?
Um, yes, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Dandavat Pranam.
Like, Pranam Prabhuji, like yogis, like they showed some different forms, like Ravana, he a Brahmana, and then he kidnapped Sita Mata. Like, any mystic yogis, like they can show the universal form, Prabhuji.
No, they cannot show. They cannot show within themselves Brahma, Shiva, demigods, Indra. They cannot show. They can only play with material elements. They themselves get their mystic powers from these devatas. So devatas don't surrender to them. So the universal form, which includes even devatas praying, no person can have that universal form and can have all the devatas praying to him. But he can fly, he can play with the matter. Universal form nobody can show.
So,
Thank you,
before
Prabhuji.
500 years, Prabhuji, I don't know, maybe 500. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, right?
Yes,
Did he show?
he showed the universal form.
Okay.
But I didn't want to tell this to Girish Prabhu because I have not introduced Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu yet. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed the universal form to Advaita and Nitai and Nityananda Prabhu. Um, but once we cover this topic of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then we will discuss about him in detail. So far, we have not gone there, so I'm keeping that. Otherwise, it creates confusion.
Okay. Okay, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you. Soumya Mataji, you have something more?
Yes, Prabhuji, last one.
Okay.
So I have this doubt from the long back actually. After the Kurukshetra, so when all people come to Hastinapur again, that Gandhari gave a shapa to Krishna, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
why Krishna has to accept that?
Okay. Thank you. Now, this is Krishna's pastimes. So everything is arranged in a way. Now there is detailed reasons why Yadus should not stay in this world once Krishna leaves, because Yadus were so powerful that Yadus were not eternal associates of the Lord. Krishna, when he appeared, he told the demigods that you all appear as Yadus and assist me in my pastimes. So, because they were all demigods, all the Yadus, Krishna's family, they were extremely powerful. Nobody can defeat them. And if they misuse their power, that will be a great havoc. Srimad Bhagavatam describes many reasons and details. So Krishna made sure that before he leaves, all the Yadus they fought among each other and they killed. So this was Krishna's plan, and Krishna used Gandhari to show her chastity, that how a woman who is chaste to husband, her words have so much power. And he used Gandhari and as an instrument to indicate, but everything was already his plan. Is that all right, Soumya Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah,
Thank,
thank you.
thank you, thank you. Okay, so I think we'll end. Yatin Prabhu, you have
Yeah.
something?
Yes, probably like Hanumanji showed Ramchandra inside him. Now that is also form of Krishna, right? So will that be it can be considered as universal form?
Not universal form, but it shows that he is a pure devotee of the Lord. He is glorified as a pure devotee of the Lord, Hanuman.
Okay, okay, because he showed like Ramchandra, and Ramchandra ji is Krishna himself, like his manifestation. So that can then that in
Yeah,
itself is a form.
a pure devotee, but we will not say that Hanuman ji has a universal form. The Lord is in his heart because a devotee always carries the Lord in his heart. And Hanuman said, Lord Ram is always within my heart, and he has all the mystic powers. Any mystic power these different small yogis who claim to be God can show, Hanuman has all of them. He could fly, he could do everything possible. Um, um, but he was a pure devotee of the Lord.
Okay, Prabhu. Prabhuji also like in right now, like in some other universe or in other space and time, in other dimension, if Krishna is showing his universal form to someone else, would be like we don't have eyes to see, but would be we be acknowledging that okay, so something is happening.
Well, if his mercy is there, we may. But
Okay,
on the battlefield, nobody could see. But the devatas could see. But battlefield,
okay,
all the people were there, nobody could see.
okay.
All right. So I think we'll end here. Very grateful to all of you. Thank you so much. Vancha kalpa tarubhesha kripa sindhu be evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti vaishnavendra ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.